All right, and welcome. We're going to go over the release from last Wednesday, the 26th of March. So here's the first one here, band conditions for engineers. This uses both admin panel and workplace. The idea behind this is that sometimes engineers are not allowed to a specific site. It could be that they're missing certification, or the customer just doesn't want this particular engineer to site. And there is no way for our system to determine which engineers were allowed to site or not allowed to site. So what we have introduced is something called band conditions. So the first thing you want to do is go to permissions. And if you want to be able to add, view, or edit band conditions, you're going to want to make sure you have access to it right here, band conditions tab. Make sure you have these checked and you'll have access to band conditions in the users page. And how to add band conditions, simply go to the users page. You can add band conditions to any user that is an engineer. I'll show you here. So here I'm marked as engineer. If I turn this off, I no longer have the band conditions tab. If I turn this on, I have access to to set band conditions to this engineer. You may also notice that we've updated from checkboxes to switches for account partner and engineer. Just a nice little touch. So if you have this switched on, simply go here. And now you're free to add band conditions. This works very similar as filters, setting filters and many of our other pages. So you simply click the plus button here. You start adding different conditions here. So let's set up something really easy. And I'm gonna add another one for ticket category. This engineer is a break fix engineer. He doesn't do IMAX or maintenance. So this means that now I have band conditions set. So if the company is equal to planters, they're not allowed to go. And if the ticket category is IMAC rollout, IMAC regular, and maintenance ticket, they're not allowed to go to this ticket to visit this site. All right, so I'll save that. So now I have band conditions set to my engineer here. You'll see here, the dispatchers will see a little warning to reload the page because something's changed in the back. So now you'll see what it looks like in Workplace. So now I have band conditions set to my engineer. Dispatchers will know this when they hover over the engineer's name now. They'll be able to see the band conditions for this particular engineer. In this case, you see it, affected company equals planters, or ticket categories in IMAC, IMAC rollout, or maintenance. So that's what it looks like in the timeline component. In the ticket pool component, dispatchers will also notice here when they open up the scheduling assistant, we have some new icons here. So in this case, since I'm checking today, no one's available, but you'll see here under my name, I have a band condition set. So I have a band engineer takes priority over any other condition, meaning mandatory skill missing is below band conditions. So if I have band conditions, that trumps any kind of missing mandatory skills or availability. Yeah, in that case, so I can't select this one. You can see it's not advisable. I can't select this engineer to assign to a ticket from the scheduling assistant. However, this works very similar to missing skills. If you have missing skills, we always throw a red line here. Same applies to band conditions. So in this case here, this is a planters company. So if I try to drag it over, you'll see that this engineer is banned from this ticket. Just so you see what it looks like with other engineers. So this engineer is banned from this ticket. This engineer is missing mandatory skills. This engineer is fine to assign to. We still allow you to drop it. If for whatever reason you still need this engineer to go to the site, we're not going to stop you from dragging and dropping it to the timeline. Just an example here. So you saw I had missing skills here. And you'll see this one. It's just band conditions, the same. And this one is an IMAC ticket, so it should apply the same. Even though the company is Neo Geo, I still have band conditions because I still meet the band conditions for the install. All right, and the optimizer, the scheduling assistant, and when tickets come from the customer portal, they will not assign any tickets to engineers that have band conditions set to them. So if you run the optimizer, or for your end users selecting an appointment from the customer portal, we're not going to assign tickets to engineers that have band conditions set to them. All right, let's make our way to the next one. Parts. Parts got a little love this time around. So now We've added more fields to the part form. So now in the parts form, you'll see some new fields available to fill out. We have entry ID, a new stock field, condition field, and replace serial number. As well as now the reference field, which was non-editable before. We now allow you to enter whatever text you want in here. If you leave it empty, we're still going to add the ID to it, but you're still free to edit the ID that is given through the system if you didn't get a chance to update the reference field here when creating the part. And also, oh, I don't have any parts created. Let me just create a part real quick because we have also the same new fields there as well. All right, so you now see in the part row, we've now added the entry ID, replace serial number, as well as the new stock field. And as I mentioned before here, the reference ID, we automatically provide an ID here, but if you go here, you edit the part, you can replace this with whatever you want here. Save it, and then the reference field is saved to whatever you want. So that's the part row new fields. We've also added some new fields to the shipping row. We now have address note, shipping comment, and shipment condition is available here now. And as well, I'll just go to the picture I have here. We've also added these new forms to these new fields to the forms, the parts forms in the admin panels. Now we have entry ID, stock, and replace serial number are all available to build your forms here as well. All right, forms, scanner input for fields for use in the FMA. What does that mean? That means that when you're creating forms for your FMA, we only had one field. I think there's only one field that had scanner ability, and that was the tracking code, where you could scan a tracking code and it would upload the code to the field in the app. Now it's no longer the case. Now you can basically make any input field a scannable field. So what does that mean? That means you can build a form within your, you can add a field within your form, like here. So I've added just the asset tag field here, and I made it scannable or allow scanner input. So by simply switching this field is now going to allow scanner input. So what does that mean? That means now in the FMA, the engineer will see, if they're using the FMA, they'll see now this field allows scanner input. And that's very obvious when you're looking at the FMA, which we'll look at now. So here, for instance, in Android, click on report, that same field I just had, asset tag, you see the scanner icon here, which means that field now allows scanner. What does that mean? If you press on it, you now allow a scanner input by simply selecting it. You can enter your scan in whatever ID. As long as there's a barcode, you can scan it in. You're also free to use manual entry on these. You don't have to use scan. You can still do it manually. Also applies here to iOS. So you see the scanner icon, scan, and select your ID. Easy enough. All right, what do we got next? Next we have an admin panel. We have a workflow designer. What does that mean? That means if you have access to the workflow, just show you where the permission is at. In automations, you have access to the workflows page, and if you have this edit switch on, you're now able to edit workflows and create your own custom workflows. I'm not going to go into full detail on that, but I'll just show you how it works. Basically, please feel free to go in our manual where we have a lot of details on how to edit workflows, what everything means, but I can just show you the basics here. So let's go here. I've already started here. So here now, if you have access to it, you'll see this edit button down below. You simply click on the edit button and just show you what it looks like from the outside. So now you see when someone comes here and they can see this little hand, they can see that someone has already checked it out. that means someone's already editing this workflow. So if you go in here, you now have the possibility to add more nodes. You want to add more steps in between. You want to delete nodes, create nodes, add new destinations. You're free to do so. You can now see we have this plus button here where you can add different statuses and history entries. You can add more buttons. You can add different automations. You can add in different guides, and you can add in different actions here. In the last release, we introduced workflow scripts. This is where you add them. You can edit your workflow, add your script, and then be able to select your workflow scripts that are created here in your admin panel. During the validation step, this is where it's going to check your workflow automatically. As you see, I just added the script, so that's not good, and it's telling me, hey, you got invalid action configuration. It's going to take you to that step right there, and then I can just delete that, and it's going to fix that validation. This here, this bottom part, this is to test your workflow out with real tickets. So if you go in here and you hit the plus button and you select this ticket, it's going to take the real ticket from Workplace. So please make sure when you are testing workflows to have some test tickets created beforehand, so you can grab the test tickets. And if you know the CNI, you can just type in the CNI and you can grab that test ticket. It's recommended because if you take over a real ticket, you're going to overwrite that ticket, and it's going to use this test workflow while you're testing, and basically you're going to break that ticket. So don't use real tickets unless you don't mind breaking them. And what this tells you here, this is going to walk through here and let you know that your workflow is good. You can see in this case, new updated nodes. I have one of two, meaning this is not fully tested, and I will not be able to publish this. You can go through here. You can push this test ticket through the workflow as needed as you're building it up, and you can test against that ticket. At the end, once everything's validated, everything's green, everything's good to go, you can hit publish, and it'll publish that workflow. And there'll be no issues. I won't publish it this time, but if you hit publish, it'll tell you if everything's good. In this case, it's not, because I'm missing test coverage, because you saw I'm missing the rest of it. No? But please make your way to the manual for this heavy topic, and you'll get through the workflow. All right, another fix here. We have improved the automated actions for the partner field. Just so you know what I mean here, we have the @partner alias and the @partner email. The @partner alias before was just had the account partners behind the alias. We have now added the account partner, and we added the cooperation partner, and we added any direct connection partner. So if you use this alias for any of your automated actions, it will now have all the partners types behind it. If you notice, we also updated this partner email. It used to just say partner email, but it's not true, because it's only the partner email of the account partner, and we show you that now. So there'll be no confusion if you're trying to use the partner email. We don't have partner email for cooperation partners or for direct connection partners. Partner emails only for the account partner. All right, and just so you know, the map, Google had some updates to their map that we're using. Therefore, the map might look a little different. So yeah, please, if you do notice anything that is not working for you, just let us know via our support channel, and we'll make any changes needed. All right, some other smaller fixes here. Now, when you have forms, you can drag them around. They'll no longer go outside the browser window, getting stuck behind there, needing to refresh your screen. It's no longer an issue. And many more. That is enough for the release today.